Good morning and welcome to the 2026 Farm Show. My name is Sarah Glagora and I'm the Special Assistant for Workforce Development and Central Regional Director at the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture. We are excited to welcome you here today at the second annual Farm Show Career Expo as we explore the many careers, training, and educational opportunities within the agricultural industry. Engaging our youth and communities in events like this helps expose the next generation to agriculture and the many opportunities it offers. Today, we are joined by several special guests to help us announce the 2025-2026 Agriculture and Youth Grants, a program that helps create, expand, and support agricultural career exploration and education initiatives around the Commonwealth. These grants are one of many critical programs funded through the Pennsylvania Farm Bill. They're investments that support the agricultural workforce development and youth education, helping address the growing labor shortages and the workforce needs facing the industry. Past and current grant programs have truly helped to plant the seed, sparking interest and inspiring students to explore rewarding careers in agriculture. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce Pennsylvania Secretary of Agriculture, Secretary Russell Redding. Secretary.
Hey, Sarah, thank you, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 110th Pennsylvania Farm Show. We're honored to have you here. We're honored to have this career fair that, to me, sort of signifies both the history that we have this year in our 110th, but also the celebration of 250 years of America, right? It is about people who have committed themselves to agriculture and the development of this industry. Certainly today is no stranger to that, of really having folks from different perspectives who understand what it is that both the industry needs and this industry of agriculture deserves, but also what America needs. So thank you for being here with us today. Events like this sort of remind us of just how important investing in our youth are here today as well. The future depends on another generation of people who want to do this. That is important. So please enjoy the day with I think we've got 2,200 individuals here, as you can hear, 50 companies-ish, and about 70 schools as well. I'm honored to be here today with my two cabinet colleagues, Secretary Walker, Secretary of Labor and Industry, and the Secretary of Education, Dr. Carrie Rowe. It is important not just because of the topic, but what we know for sure is that we need to have training, we need a career pathway developed. That is a relationship between what happens in labor and industry as well as in our education system as well. As Sarah has noted, this is about our Ag and Youth grants. And we're proud of this because one of the original pieces of our PA Farm Bill was the Ag and Youth Grant Program. There's a long history with it. We put it inside our Farm Bill, which many of you know is sort of a multifaceted piece of legislation that has veterans and conservation and workforce, a lot of farm transition planning. But a key to that, to me, is the Ag and Youth grants, right? It's sort of where it begins. It's where you put all of this together. The Ag and Youth Grant Program has two pieces to it. Particularly, there are direct grants that are for non-matching activities, $7,500 to each organization to help defray the cost. There are matching grant component to this as well, which are reimbursement grants of $25,000. And support more of the capital project style or equipment purchases, which we know are important here as well, up to 50% of a particular project. So we have seen the benefits of that across the state. We always want to point out that we try to put the dollars into the project and not into the staffing, right? We get it. Staff are a critical part of that, but we want to really invest in the project, leverage the dollars that are coming from individual entities. We have seen the benefits of that. We've done 315 projects over the last several years. that tell a story about Pennsylvania agriculture. It is the full range of projects of field trips, investing in classrooms, investing in the community, and you'll hear more about that today. So I'm pleased to introduce Trellis for Tomorrow, one of our partners, to talk about one of these grants. Alyssa Karafopoulos is here with us. So Alyssa, please welcome and give some perspective on the project. Thank you. You hear anything?
No, I didn't, but I'm sure it was lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Secretary. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here today, and I want to thank the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture and the organizers of the Farm Show for this opportunity and for your continued investment in young people across the Commonwealth. My name is Alyssa Karafopoulos from Trellis for Tomorrow, and I'm proud to be here on behalf of an organization rooted in the belief that youth have the power to lead meaningful change in their communities, especially through agriculture. At Trellis, we focus on youth development, food justice, and environmental sustainability. One of our flagship programs, Seed Skills, provides a paid work experience for over 70 young people each year. Through this program, youth not only learn how to grow food, they gain hands-on career training and leadership skills that prepare them for the workforce and potentially a future in agriculture. Thanks to the support of the Ag and Youth Grant, we're able to take a significant next step in expanding this impact. We'll be using the grant to double the size of one of our longest-standing youth-led gardens located within an affordable housing community in Spring City. This space has served as a powerful learning and leadership site for over 15 years. Historically, it has been one of our more challenging sites from a youth recruitment perspective, but interest in the program from both youth and community members has increased dramatically over the last few years and has outgrown what the current space can offer. The expansion will give young people the opportunity to be involved in every step, from planning to building and making the space their own. It will also allow us to engage more community members in growing their own food and to strengthen the connection between the garden and the produce they can access, even without growing their own, including through a large produce stand on site, which was built with help of previous support from the Department of Agriculture. In addition, the grant will support the creation of a chicken coop at our newly launched Agricultural Learning Center at Lundale Farm in Pottstown. This hands-on feature will introduce youth to animal husbandry and expand their understanding of agriculture beyond the garden rows and hydroponic systems that we feature there. These investments aren't just about infrastructure, they're about agency, ownership, and opportunity. They allow young people to envision themselves as leaders, as change makers, and yes, also as farmers, agricultural scientists, educators, and entrepreneurs. They also help communities become more connected to their food and to one another. At Trellis, we're not just growing gardens, we're cultivating responsibility, confidence, and a lifelong appreciation for agriculture in the next generation. On behalf of our staff, our partners, and especially the young people we serve, thank you for believing in this work and in what youth can accomplish when they're given the tools and the trust to lead. We're excited to keep growing with your support. Thank you. And with that, I will turn it over to Dr. Rowe.
You know, walking through the farm show, it's impossible not to feel it. Agriculture isn't just an industry that's on display here, it's a way of life. It's early mornings and it's long days, it's problem solving and science and stewardship, and it's the pride that comes from feeding people and caring for the land. For many students, agriculture is the first time that they realize something powerful, that there's a place for me here, a place where the learning is hands-on and it's connected, a place where biology meets engineering and technology meets tradition and curiosity turns into purpose. It's a place where a class or a project or an experience can become the very foundation of a career. The governor often talks about creating a pathway for every student, and agriculture lives that promise every day. Whether a student dreams of farming or veterinary science or ag technology or environmental protection, agriculture offers careers that are meaningful, that require skills, and that are in demand. And that's why starting early really matters. As a lifelong educator, I know that career exploration doesn't begin at graduation. It begins with curiosity. Through efforts like the Career Ready Pennsylvania Coalition and our nation-leading K-12 Career Readiness Indicator, students are discovering their path sooner when they're actually curious, and then approaching them with greater confidence. It's also why Pennsylvania was recently recognized as the top state in preparing middle school students for careers. The students that we invest in today are the growers, the innovators, the scientists, and the leaders of tomorrow. So when we're supporting agricultural education, we're not just preparing students for jobs, we're securing Pennsylvania's future. And now I'd like to invite to the podium Secretary Nancy Walker, Labor and Industry Secretary.
Good morning, everyone. It is great to be here to celebrate the 110th Farm Show. Hard to believe it's been a whole year since we were here, but it's great to be here. I first want to congratulate Secretary Redding and his team for putting together another marvelous farm show. Year after year, the Farm Show showcases the very best of Pennsylvania agriculture. And thank you, Secretary Redding and your team, for your leadership in making sure that tradition, innovation, and that we have an opportunity to bring communities together. So thank you. And I also want to thank Secretary Rowe from the Department of Education for finding ways to make sure that agriculture is part of the educational process for young people across Pennsylvania. And of course, I want to thank this year's Ag and Youth Grant recipients. Congratulations. You know, investing in the next generation of farmers and agricultural workers is really a priority for the Shapiro administration. And we're taking steps to ensure that Pennsylvania remains an agricultural powerhouse, both today and well into the future. And as you know, this year's theme of growing a nation is especially meaningful as we celebrate America's 250th celebration. And agriculture, as we know, shaped the foundations of this country and continues to be the economic powerhouse of Pennsylvania. You know, being at the Farm Show is really kind of a happy place for me. My grandfather grew up on a farm, and visiting my great-grandmother, who took care of that farm well into her 90s, was really an example to me of stewardship of land, of the value of hard work, and how impactful it is to make sure that we are providing our communities with good food. And these are values that still are so strong in Pennsylvania. You know, agriculture remains one of the Commonwealth's most vital industry because it impacts us all, whether it's through food production or the trucks that get food to grocery stores, whether it's the many businesses that support farming operations, mechanics. The Department of Labor and Industry realizes and wants to invest in those kinds of workforce innovations and to make sure that we not only are able to staff the farms and agribusinesses of today, but to make sure that we have a steady stream of workforce into the future. And that means for us, in particular, supporting apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship programs, opportunities for people to earn while they learn, specifically in the agricultural industry. We have a wide range of programs, everything from dairy herd managers and vegetable harvesters to HVAC technicians, groundskeepers, and agricultural equipment managers. And this kind of investment in on-the-job training, earn while you learn, is a real priority for the Shapiro administration. And as a result of those very intentional investments, at the Department of Labor and Industry, we've registered 200 apprenticeship programs under this administration and counting. And last year, we invested $2.5 million into agricultural apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship programs. That included a $1.3 million investment in Penn State University's Agricultural Workforce Development Program, where they're connecting farmers and agribusinesses with our Career Link locations across the state. That helps employers, that helps stakeholders, and it makes sure that we meet the unique workforce needs of agriculture. These investments reflect a real commitment by this administration to support farmers, to grow opportunity, and to ensure that agriculture remains the keystone of Pennsylvania. So as we celebrate 110 years of the Farm Show and 250 years of our country's anniversary, honoring our agricultural roots and looking forward to this key role that agriculture is going to play in the future is absolutely critical. So thank you all for all the work you do every day to strengthen agriculture, to support communities, and to grow a nation. Thank you, everyone. And it is with pleasure I'd like to introduce Evan Espenshade as a Grange Ambassador. Thank you.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much, and good morning, everybody. It really cannot be said enough, but welcome. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Farm Show. It is truly such an incredible opportunity to see so many people in the agricultural industry as well as outside of it come here to gather to learn about it as well. My name is Evan Espenshade, and I currently serve as the State Grange Youth Ambassador for the Pennsylvania Grange, representing over 150 Granges across the state of Pennsylvania. And the Grange has long served as one of the oldest rural fraternity organizations out there for farmers and advocacy for their rural communities. But that's not just it. I've also come from that kind of a background. See, outside of the sash, I currently am an 8th generation on my family's dairy farm. We milk roughly 70 cows, and I've always had that passion for agriculture instilled in me. Alongside of that, I've had incredible opportunities to get involved with organizations like the Grange, like the FFA, and like the 4-H. Organizations that would allow me to develop my leadership skills, my career skills, and my ability to work in the agricultural industry. A long time ago, it really started as that opportunity to become a part of something, to feel like I'm a part of the agricultural industry. But when I started, I wondered, why do I need leadership in agriculture? I mean, all I'm going to be doing is milking cows for the rest of my life. But the truth is, the agricultural industry is one of those industries where you do the brunt work outside of people's view, but also inside of people's view. Because you have to work to advocate for it, because you have that passion for agriculture, to have to educate people about agriculture. And truly, it can't be said enough. These organizations develop people, allow them to become the leaders that will lead the future generations of agriculture. And people have noticed that. People are able to understand that these organizations serve a key role in the development and education of people in agriculture, who have that want to become the next generation. And truly, that is what allows agriculture to thrive, why the future of agriculture is in good hands. Because we have dedicated young people, youth members, FFA members, 4-Hers, who care about this industry and want to be a part of it. Many people come from farming backgrounds, and they have that initial passion for it, but others discover it along the way. Some maybe come from a small town where they don't have many farms around them, but they discover that they can be a part of agriculture too. And many people are born into agriculture and realize that maybe farming isn't for them, but rather that they can still be a part of the agricultural industry by becoming a business owner, a salesman, and involved in several different ways that many people aren't fully aware of. See, the agricultural industry is one of those industries that reaches beyond just farming. You can get involved with it by even just simply having a small chicken farm in the back of your yard. Anybody can be a part of agriculture, and that is why agriculture thrives. And one of the best examples of that is here at the Pennsylvania Farm Show. You see all kinds of agricultural life, people in the industry, people who are trying to help out the industry, and people that are just serving the community. So many opportunities available to the public and the consumers within agriculture that are just available here in Harrisburg. Truly, it can't be said enough. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Farm Show. I greatly encourage you to get involved, check out agriculture, and even if it's something you may not think you're interested in, you never know where those connections will take you in the future. Thank you so much, and at this time, I'd like to welcome Secretary Redding back to the podium.
Hey, Evan, thank you. And again, just want to say thanks to Sarah Glagora, who's navigated through this process of workforce development over the last couple of years, has really been our anchor in the Ag and Youth program and has worked with our advisory committee to make the decisions. And there's a lot to sort of sort through. That's what Sarah does. A round of applause, if you don't mind, for Sarah, just to say thank you. She doesn't, yeah. To the folks in the green shirts here to my right, the 4-H Council, and certainly to the blue and gold, the FFA jackets, want to say thank you to them. Each of them are dedicating a year of their life to sort of advocating, talking about, encouraging, inspiring folks across Pennsylvania in different ways. So to note of thanks to each of our young leaders. We have something special in this state in the partnership that we have in the cabinet generally, but I think across particularly the issues around economic development and workforce, to have Secretary Rowe in Education, who co-chairs the Ag Education Commission with me and our members, and Deputy Secretary Chris Davis is here, to have Secretary Walker, who's really been there from the very beginning to help us sort through the workforce needs of Pennsylvania at large, but certainly in agriculture. Thank you to our secretaries. Quite frankly, it's appropriate we have some background noise because I think it's important for the young people. You got to sort through the noise. Right? At some point, these are really important jobs. It's an amazing industry, right? We celebrate it here in this week of January, but it's 18% of our gross state product of the state. It's 600,000 jobs. It's $132 billion. It's made up of all of these different people that you see here at their career fair today. So sorting through that noise is not easy to do, but in that you find these amazing sort of pieces of Pennsylvania, right? If you want to be a mechanic, if you want to be the food scientist, if you want to be the educator, if you want to be the farmer, and all of these things, they're all inside of the work that we do. And while it's so nice to have Trellis for Tomorrow talk about what they do, they're one of the things that organizations we found some years ago of just doing this really important work in the community of helping folks who are inspired by food and agriculture and plants and growing things. They're helping folks develop really important skills. So one example of what the Ag and Youth Grant can do. So this year I'm pleased to announce that the $500,000 for the Ag and Youth Grant, which is part of our PA Farm Bill, will include 62 grants total. We have 47 of those are direct grants and 15 are matching grants. So this is going to take us forward. It'll give us 377 total investments over the life of the Ag and Youth Grant program, but it'll be in every community. It'll give us a chance to talk about what we're doing here in Pennsylvania. We know that growing a nation takes education. Growing a nation takes investments in innovation. Growing a nation takes a lot of skill and diplomacy and civility. It takes really important hard work, right? And that is what we celebrate here at the Pennsylvania Farm Show and what we're capturing inside the story of America in the 250 years. So thank you all for being here. Congratulations to our award winners this year for our grants, 62 total. We look forward to seeing what you do and inspiring all of us. Thank you. We'll take questions if you have them. Thank you. Okay. All right. With that, enjoy the farm show. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, I'm so sorry. I get it. I understand. I get it, actually. So anyway,
just what it does here is it tells the computer my start and end point. Then you're about to take this from me, and it's a push weld, so you're going to come across this way. Speed is telling me to speed up. The minus sign means I'm too slow. When you're ready, you're going to pull that trigger. You can touch. It's okay to put it right up against. Let me help you with the angle. It wants you to go right here. So press and hold. You'll hear it. Hear it. And then slow down a little bit. A little bit. There you go. Stay right there. Stay right there. That is perfect. You see how it turned golden? That tells you that that's the perfect speed when it turns golden like that. Yep, right there. Of course, you didn't start yet. When you start, if you get a minus sign, it means you just slow down. And you want the equal sign. And press and hold first. You'll hear the spark. Yep, start moving. Go slow down, slow down. Yep. Slower. Okay, just like that. Yep. When it turns golden, that's the consistent speed. And when he pulls away, we'll be able to see the bead is going to look oh, that is perfect. Right there. Nice to meet you also. I was a 4-H'er and an FFA. I was never a student.
like this sort of remind us just how important investing in our youth are here today as well. The future depends on another generation of people who want to do this. It's important. So please enjoy the day with our, I think we've got 2,200 individuals here, as you can hear. 50 companies-ish, about 70 schools as well. Honored to be here today with my two cabinet colleagues, Secretary Walker, Secretary of Industry, the Secretary of Education, Dr. Terry Rowe. It is important not just because of the topic, but what we know for sure is that we need to have training, we need a career pathway that is a relationship